Okay, peace family, it is Christina, and I'm out here in this freezing cold weather in Atlanta, all bundled up, walking little Buff Buff. And there she is, over there being all cute. And I wanted to share with you guys a vision that I received during my time of prayer and meditation of a spinning top. And God was showing me this interesting vision of a spinning top, but the top is going in the wrong direction, okay? And similarly, a spinning clock, right? If you envision a clock on the wall, like a analog clock, old school clock, right? But the clock is not going in the right direction, it's going counterclockwise. And so this is for those of you who feel like your life has been making progress on some level, but it's not progress in the right direction, family, okay? So we have been doing things, creating things on our own outside of what God has asked us to do. And so we're creating, we're making things, right? We're moving, we're creating, we're building. But now that we've gone far down the road, we've made a whole bunch of stuff, right? May have made relationships, all kind of stuff. Way down the road, you realize that wasn't even the direction I was supposed to go in the first place, right? You've gone hundreds of miles now in the wrong direction, family. And so this is really for y'all, you know, and this is all coming out of my own experience and what God is speaking to me, right? That if you think of a spinning top that is spinning in the opposite direction, it's going counterclockwise, right? At some point, if you want that clock to go in the right direction, the clock has to stop completely, right? There is no such thing as the clock goes immediately. Same thing with the car, right? It can't go immediately from backward to forward. So like if you're driving, right, and you're backing up, you can't immediately go forward while you're going backward at the same time. It's not possible, right? I can't go east and at the same time go west, right? Something has to completely stop. It has to come to a full stop. And if you envision a spinning top, because I just literally have been seeing this top spinning for like some days now. The top, if you think about a spinning top, right, and you have it spinning and it's going in the wrong direction, and it's spinning, 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 what happens is first it's kind of going really fast upright, right? And so it's like if you're going in the wrong direction, it feels like I'm upright, right? You can be completely upright and completely like, you know, create a business that's totally outside of God's will, and it's spinning, it's going, you know, you might be using some type of energy that's not God to have it run. That's the crazy thing, right? So we can look at people and people who look like they're being successful on earth, and that might be you, family, who has created something or is doing something that might look on the outside like you're spinning upright, you're going, everything is going fine, right? But it's in the wrong direction, and it's not using God's energy, it's using some other energy source. And so that other energy source could be other entities, it could be other people, like using other people for your own energy, like vampire type of energy, for real. And what happens is if you think of this top, right, if you realize, whoa, like I have this thing spinning all the way counterclockwise, I want to turn it clockwise. What you have to do is it has to stop completely. And if you think of a top, right, it's spinning really fast. And if you just stop giving it energy, it will start getting wobbly, right? It'll make this kind of loose kind of like wobble, right? Like wobbling. And then all of a sudden it'll fall over. And so here's the part that I think a lot of people are terrified of, okay? It's the time when everything has to stop completely. I mean like dead stop, okay? Dead stop. And I mean like you might even fall over dead stop, right? Like you're driving 100 miles, 1,000 miles, 10,000 miles in the wrong direction, and you're like, wait, I have to go the other way. You have to come to a full stop. You can't keep going in the same direction. You have to stop. That top will fall over. It might look crazy, you know, and you might publicly fall over, you know. It may be just a few people that see it. It might be a bunch of people that see it. But the reality is, if you truly want God to take over your life and to spin your top in the right direction, you have to go through it, right? And this is why so many people never go through it, right? Why so many people never make the shift. It's because truly billions of people are spinning in the opposite direction. And a lot of people would rather save face and stay upright, right? Look like they have it together. I'm gonna keep going, make it look like I have it together, and keep spending my energy on using other type of not God energy and using other people for my energy, right? and have the appearance of being upright, knowing good and well that they're going counterclockwise, knowing good and well they're going backwards. And they know this, but they would rather stay there and have it appear that they're upright. Look, I'm still up, I'm still good, right? Than to start looking wobbly and to fall over. And so what God was showing me is like, wherever you are in this phase, right? You could be just realizing that you need to turn around the opposite direction. You might be in the place where it's winding down and you're kind of looking like, uh-oh, like, is this really what I wanted? Because all of a sudden you might be losing a relationship. You might lose your job. You might have to not lose your job. You might have to leave your job. You might have to consciously leave. You might have to move. You know, you might have to change friend groups. There might be a whole bunch of changes that you realize you have to make, because in order to spin that top in the right direction, you might have to get rid of your whole life, depending on what it is, right? You might have to be willing, and not saying that it will be that way, right? But you have to be willing to allow the top to fall over so that God can spin it, like God will be like, all right, now you are you done spinning it in the wrong direction? Are you done? Are you done? Because once you're done, then I can spin it in the right direction. But you have to stop letting it go in the wrong direction and stop feeding it, right? Because a lot of times we are actively feeding it. It's not that it's going in that direction, it's that we're pushing the gas for it to go in that direction, right? And so I just wanted to share that with you guys, wherever you are in this journey, whether you just realize, whoa, like I've been going that way, I need to go all the way that way, or if you've already stopped putting the gas and you're starting to put that brake on the wrong direction, and you're kind of looking at your life like, whoa, I don't know if this is what I was ready for. Just stay with it, and even if you're at that point where you fell over and you're literally laying on your side like, God, I thought you said that this is what I was supposed to do, right? That's exactly where you're supposed to be. That's exactly where you're supposed to be, because that shows God that you have stopped giving gas to the opposite and you are trusting God to spin you in the right direction. And it requires surrender. It requires letting go and trusting, right? And so that's the hardest part, but you can do it. I know you can. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys, that everything is going to be all right. It always gets darkest before the dawn. It's always hardest right before that breakthrough. And so if you're at that hardest point, like literally if you already fell over, this is really for those of y'all who are on your side, on your back right now, like, you literally, it's about to happen for you. God's about to spin you out in the right direction, and that's exactly where you're supposed to be. And so as always, I love you guys. I just send these messages to uplift myself, and if I can uplift one more person, 2 people, 10, 100, a million people, it doesn't even matter. It's all about just sending love into the universe. And so I'm wishing you all abundant life, love, joy, peace, and prosperity. Here's a little Buckman. And as always, I love you guys. Bees.